Have you ever wondered what would happen if we put someone major from today's WWE into the past? Well, today we're going to be taking Cody Rhodes into the Attitude Era to see if he's able to win any gold. Alright, so as we can see in WWE 2K26, I have created a very simple calendar of Attitude Era events. We're just going to keep it simple for this one. We're going to go Raw, because we have the Raw 98 arena, and then we have a generic pay-per-view arena that we have created a calendar for. So the first pay-per-view here is Over the Edge. Nothing bad ever happened there. And then we got King of the Ring, Fully Loaded, SummerSlam, Unforgiven, No Mercy, Survivor Series, Armageddon, the Royal Rumble, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and then WrestleMania, and then ending with Backlash. But I think our goal here is to get to WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes. So let's see what his year looks like in the Attitude Era. This is the first show then. Have we been booked? We've got Austin, Billy Gunn, Regal versus Luger, Terry Funk versus someone, but we don't know who. And then we got Jesse James versus and D'Lo Brown versus what? Okay. Trish Stratus and Bill Nakano, and then that's the show right there. So we are not booked, unfortunately, so we are gonna skip through this whole show. Maybe we answered the promo. Oh no, it was Dunk the Clown, never mind. Moving on to the next week on Raw, we got badass Billy Gunn versus Shawn Michaels. I guess there's a feud there though, so we don't know. Someone's going to interfere in that. We have another feud here. Terry Funk versus RVD, special guest referee, but there's no guest referee, so we don't know who it's going to be. Lex Luger, Razor Ramon, Jesse James versus Piper, Trish Stratus versus China in the main event, and we are still not booked, unfortunately. I should say that this is like a weird amalgamation of like WWF and WCW, just because like all the characters are there, and I didn't want to like exclude anyone specifically, so I thought it'd be fun just to put them all on the same roster. We got Billy Gunn Shawn Michaels got the win over Billy Gunn, Terry Funk gets the win in special guest referee, Razor Ramon gets the win there, Road Dogg, and then China wins the main event. So let's move to the next show and see if we can get the win. I think my shows are booked for 5 matches. So I wonder if maybe there's the 4 rivalries and then 1 extra. So maybe we don't have enough opportunity here to get booked, which is probably even worse. So we have Regal with a promo for the European Championship, but we don't know who's going to answer the call. It's a rivalry action though, so it'll be whoever's feuding with Regal. D'Lo Brown versus Haku, badass Billy Gunn and Austin versus the Hart Foundation once more, Terry Funk and RVD, and then Trish Stratus and Lita in a steel cage match. This is an insane card, by the way. It seems like they're putting on amazing shows, but to answer the call for the European Championship, we had Farouk interrupt Regal, and we had D'Lo Brown get the win, and then the Hart Foundation get the win, and then RVD gets the win, and then Lita gets the win. So this is going to be our go-home show then. Next show is going to be the go-home, and then we're on to Over the Edge. So we have more Terry Funk. We have badass Billy Gunn versus Underground 98. Lex Luger, Mankind, and then a self-promo for D'Lo Brown, and then again Trish Stratus China. So we're not getting booked here. All right, we're gonna have to change things up big time to get booked. That was a draw. Okay, I don't know how you get a no contest in these situations. Taker won that match, Mankind won that match, D'Lo did his promo, and then China gets the win. Let's see what happens at the pay-per-view. Hopefully something happens at the pay-per-view that we can get booked here, right? So we have an Intercontinental Championship match between Jesse James and D'Lo Brown, Kane versus JBL in a last man standing match. Of course, JBL is one half of the Acolytes at this point. Terry Funk versus RVD in a normal match. Regal versus Luger for the European Championship. We have the Hart Foundation versus the Headbangers, but not for the tag team titles, because obviously they are not here, I guess. The main event, though, is Austin versus Billy Gunn for the WWF Championship, and we have K-Quick versus Farouk. If you didn't know, R-Truth was actually in the Attitude Era as K-Quick, which is insane to think about. So we are still not getting booked in any of these matches, but that's fine. We'll skip through all this. So we have D'Lo Brown winning the Intercontinental Championship. I didn't even or maybe he was already champion. Maybe we should have looked at the champions beforehand. Kane gets the win. against Bradshaw. Terry Funk wins there. Luger has won the European Championship, and then we have the Headbangers win there. Farouk fares better than his tag team partner, and Austin retains the WWF Championship. Now that the pay-per-view is done for, hopefully we can get booked here. So we have Regal versus The Undertaker. That's a crazy match. Austin versus Kurt Angle. Cactus Jack versus Cody Rhodes in a rivalry. Okay, so we've finally got our first rivalry here. And then RVD, Mankind, and Trish Stratus China. It seems to like put in the women in specialty matches in the main event, which was definitely not all the time. Well, I think that we need to at least watch our first match here. So wrestling has more than one royal family. Of course, we are in the wrong era entirely, but we need to see what would happen if Cody Rhodes was to win a feud with Cactus Jack then, and we need to see our first match. So here we are, coming out with her modern entrance, obviously, which probably wouldn't fly back then, but ayo, let's just enjoy 2K26 for what it's worth. But of course, his opponent is no slouch. Cactus Jack is definitely not one to sleep on, as we are... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cactus Jack has a manager of Dude Love. Are they separate people? That's news to me. Well, I definitely didn't expect Cactus Jack to have his own manager. Well, himself as a manager. He's really violating space-time there to do that. They've gone outside the ring in this war here, and they're already at the count of 8. I'm worried that they won't be able to get back in time. Saying that, though, Cody... Oh, there we are. They're able to get back inside. They had me go in there for a split second. If you're wondering why the arena has LED barricades, that's because the game has a bug in it right now where you physically can't create an arena that doesn't have the LED barricade, which is really annoying, so I hope they fix that pretty soon. But I wanted to create an authentic WWF arena. I have created a Raw and SmackDown WWF arena, but they both have the LEDs on the corner posts and the apron, which is really, really annoying, even though they've been removed. So hopefully 2K can fix that pretty soon, and maybe by the time you've watched this video, I don't know, maybe it's already been fixed. I have no idea. Oh no, we got the mandible claw. It's not looking good for our boy. Well, there may be people out there that don't want Cody to succeed in this situation, but Cody kicks out of the mandible claw. Although, saying that though, Cactus has something else coming, which is probably maybe the double underhook DDT. Saying that though, Cody reverses it into the pedigree. Of course, there is another character who uses the pedigree at this time. I think he's in DX though, so we don't have to worry about him being a main eventer just yet. I think Cody went for that crossroads, and Cactus actually reversed it. So we're kind of back to square one here, even though we're getting quite late into the match. Oh, and Cactus Jack with quite the DDT there. Honestly, that could be it. Bringing someone's head down on the ring mat like that is gonna deal some significant damage and could probably end the match. But that, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have assumed Cody is more resilient than that. We're seeing a submission here. This is a little bit unlike Cody. Cody's not really much of a submission person, but unfortunately, Jack able to roll right out of the... Oh my god, I've never seen that before. I don't know what happened there. Cactus was scared. He was somehow scared by Cody coming to his feet there, and Cody was able to capitalize and get some attacks in there. Oh my god, Cody hit both people. He jumped on both people, which is insane. That is I don't know if that's a bump that would typically happen back in the 90s, but that's kind of more of a modern thing. But I appreciate that Cody did that in this match. He's going all out. You know what? This is the first time Cody's been booked in a match, and he's like, you know what? If this is my only match, I'm going to make sure that people remember me. So he's going over here. Oh no, Jack. Oh, Jack going for the pile driver, but Cody actually reversing it. I think this is going to be it here. I think this is going to be the Cody cutter from the top rope. Is he going to... Oh, I thought he was going to leave it there, but he's not. He's decided that he needs to do the crossroads as well. I think Jack put up an amazing effort, but unfortunately for Cactus, that is it. Cody gets the win. Congratulations on your first match and win in this universe mode. I guess people may want to keep up with the results as well. We have Terry Funk versus RVD. RVD gets the win, and Trish Stratus wins her steel cage main event. So we are on the road to the King of the Ring here. So let's see what's going to happen next. We have Austin versus New Jack. That's a match that I'm sure a lot of people would have liked to have seen back in the day. We got Regal versus Booker T, Jack versus Cody one more time, Funk versus Farouk, and Stratus again in a steel cage match against China. Skipping ahead to the King of the Ring here, we are currently in a feud with Cactus Jack. First off, in the King of the Ring, the mechanic for the King of the Ring doesn't work because there's not enough women, I don't think. So we have D'Lo Brown versus Steve Austin for the Intercontinental Championship, which is really interesting considering that Austin is already the WWF champion. So I wonder if he's pulling double duty here tonight. We have Funk RVD again. Whoa, that is a weird triple fatal four-way match. We have Hollywood Hogan, Diesel, Booker T, and Bubba Ray Dudley. Regal versus Luger again for the European Championship. We have finally Road Dogg and Billy Gunn actually teaming up for once, but not putting the belts on the line as the Headbangers are fighting in a non-title match. We get semi-main event, Rhodes and Jack, and then we get Stratus and Lita in a submission match, really interestingly. So let's skip ahead a little bit here, and then we have D'Lo Brown retains the Intercontinental Championship, thankfully. RVD wins the feud, I believe. Hogan's got a pose, brother. He's got to win that match. Regal regains the European Championship, and the non-title match, the Tag Team Champions won. Jack, unfortunately, may have won the feud there, and Lita wins the submission match. So moving on to our next show. So moving on now, we are moving on to Fully Loaded. So continuing on from the King of the Ring, we did not determine a King of the Ring because the game's bugged, or I don't know if it's bugged or there just isn't enough women, but either way, it didn't let me do a King of the Ring. But we are moving on to Fully Loaded now. We have Molly Holly versus Bull Nakano, Cody Rhodes versus X-Pac. So we are getting matches now, which is nice. The Rock 99 versus The Undertaker, Austin versus Shawn Michaels, Lita versus Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship, and the main event is Mankind versus Triple H in a steel cage match. So let's have a look and see if we are able to win our match with X-Pac. Thankfully, yes. And Trish Stratus has won or retained the Women's Championship. I should probably look at the... I will look at the champions. Hold on. I'll move out from here. So the champions that we have is Austin as the WWF champion. We have Trish Stratus as the Women's Champion. D-Generation X, the New Age Outlaws, as the Tag Team Champions. We have D'Lo Brown as the Intercontinental Champion, and Regal as the European Champion. I guess if I was to add in any more titles, it would maybe be the Hardcore Championship, but we're going to leave that one for now. We're going to move back to the card, and we have D'Lo Brown versus Shamrock, Bull Nakano versus Molly Holly in a rivalry action, and also we have Austin versus Macho Man. That could be interesting as a feud. Taker and Kane, obviously. We're going up against Kurt Angle, and we are in a feud as well, which is really interesting. I don't know who we're feuding against, though. Maybe it's X-Pac. In the main event, it's Mr. Perfect versus Road Dogg. Austin, to no surprise, really won that promo, but Macho Man is a mean promo, so I guess that's good. And we win our match against Cody as well, but Kurt Angle. But what happened there? Cody Rhodes' match was interrupted by X-Pac's music. And there was a surprise attack. So X-Pac attacked us during the match, but we did come out victorious, thankfully. So let's see what happens at Fully Loaded then. Okay, we have an insane storyline here for Fully Loaded. So we have Cody Rhodes versus X-Pac with Shawn Michaels in the corner. So like maybe we're starting to get towards the main event here. Shawn Michaels getting involved with us here. But what is insane to me, genuinely, is the fact that we have a Falls Count Anywhere match between The Rock and Austin for the WWF Championship there, which is an insane match. And then you go here and you've got Hell in a Cell between DDP and Regal for the European Championship in the main event. Maybe it's a dark match main event, I have no idea. But let's see then if we can beat X-Pac in Fully Loaded. And we do thankfully beat X-Pac, so we could have won that feud. Austin retains his title, and DDP wins the European Championship in that Hell in a Cell match. We are now on the road to SummerSlam, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. and hopefully we are in a feud. We are in a match against Shamrock in the main event, no less. That's really cool. So let's have a simulate, and we win by simulating all the way to the end there. We've won our main event match, our first main event match in the Attitude Era. We have won. Congratulations to Cody. But what's going to happen then on the road to SummerSlam? I hope we get a feud or a title match or something. What's going on here? We are not even booked, although Kane versus Rock in the tables match main event is very cool. But yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens at SummerSlam. Okay, so this is SummerSlam, our first match here. Doink the Clown versus RVD, which is an insane feud to have. Diesel and Undertaker. Lex Luger versus Hogan, bit of an NWO warfare there. DDP defending the European Championship against Rhodes, Stratus and Lita for the Women's Championship. We have Kane versus Austin and a special guest referee for the WWE Championship. And that's not the main event, but do you know what the main event is? It's Cody Rhodes versus D'Lo Brown for the Intercontinental Championship. And you're damn right we're going to watch that match because Cody has to win. Finish your story, damn it. Oh my god, well, we're fighting with the real deal now. D'Lo Brown is the proud owner and defending champion of the Intercontinental Championship, and we are here at SummerSlam. Is this the Highway to Hell show? I think it is the Highway to Hell show. And we are, oh man, we are wrestling. This is a wrestling match here. You know, D'Lo Brown was a major part of the Attitude Era, whether you remember him or not. Of course, he actually did hold the I think it was the European champion for a long time, but also just in terms of high flyers and general kind of modern wrestling, I think D'Lo is actually probably more modern than you might realize, as Cody goes for the pedigree onto D'Lo. I don't think one's going to be enough, but I don't want to underestimate the power of the Rhodes family here. It's actually just occurred to me that Cody, oh well, Cody's going for Crossroads. Cody could have teamed with his dad and won some tag team gold. Maybe that's something we also need to figure out for this Attitude Era universe mode. Although there wasn't much of a match there, Cody kind of steamrolled D'Lo, but Cody has won his first his Intercontinental Championship. So congratulations. What a lovely belt. what a lovely moment. Actually, I don't like that belt. I don't like that belt design at all. It's tiny, flat, not a fan. Oh, the color's nice. I will give him that. But, well, congrats to Cody. Let's see if he can retain the belt, though, into the later half of the year. Welcome to WWF Unforgiven. The opening match is the New Age Outlaws versus the Dudleys. Not putting the belts on the line, by the way. I don't know why the belts aren't on the line, but we'll worry about that later. D'Lo Brown versus Mark Henry. Undertaker versus The Rock in Extreme Rules match. DDP, I think, is defending the European Championship against British Bulldog in a last man standing match. And then there is this. Cody is defending, the first time, by the way, he's defending the Intercontinental Championship in a fatal four-way Hell in a Cell match. Oh my god. Hopefully he wins that match. Shawn Michaels versus Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere for the WWF Championship. And in traditional fashion, the main event is the Women's Championship with another fatal four-way. So let's have a look and see. Hopefully Cody can retain here in this Hell in a Cell match. And he does not, unfortunately. He was a transitional champion as Mr. Perfect wins the Hell in a Cell and gaining the Intercontinental Championship. Now, for people who want to keep up with the storyline here, Shawn Michaels, I don't know when Shawn won the WWF title, actually, now that I think about it, but Shawn is now the WWF champion, and Lita is the women's champion, so that is very cool. Let's move on now to No Mercy is the next show. I don't know what the next show is. Let's have a look on the calendar. October, we're heading towards No Mercy. And we're in a feud with Eddie Guerrero, I've realized, so let's see what happens. We have our first match then with Eddie. You know, losing, oh my god, Lita versus Stacy Keibler in a steel cage main event. It seems to happen every week. I don't know why that's happening every week. Well, our first match with Eddie didn't go very well. We unfortunately lost. But that's okay. We will be able to hopefully make it up by the time we get to No Mercy. And the No Mercy match is really the only one that really matters. But we are not even booked. So I think we're on a downward spiral here. I think Cody is on the rails off the rails, I should say. I think it's all going very bad. Okay, we have a match with Razor. That's interesting. I would imagine that's a high-profile match given Razor's popularity, and we get the win as well. Okay, so we're back on the train, guys. We're back on the train. We're going to be able to do this now. We have a promo battle with Razor. Okay, this I have to see. Razor grabbing a microphone. Don't underestimate the bad guy, Chico, as he's probably going to beat the former Intercontinental Champion. I think he's calling me out to the ring, though. I think he's actually saying, you know what, that loser IC champion, get out here, Chico. And I'm going to make my entrance, goddammit. Oh, this is a match. Oh, no. I kind of thought it was going to be like a promo battle or something, but no, we're not getting a promo battle. We're just getting a straight up. He called us out. You know what? Cody's not going to stand for that. Oh my god, he's going for an immediate moonsault pin. This referee looks a little bit like Shane McMahon. That's crazy. Well, Razor Ramon, famously one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time, having that feud at WrestleMania 10 with a Shawn Michaels, who was also the Intercontinental Champion, and they had that historic ladder match at WrestleMania. Of course, that may have influenced the young Cody Rhodes to become a wrestler, never mind the fact that Cody was all around the wrestling business from a young age. Oh, Scott Hall with the famous fall away slam. It could signal the end here for Cody. You know what? Maybe Cody was in over his head accepting this open challenge, although saying that he may have actually just reversed a Razor's Edge attempt. Of course, the Razor's Edge being one of the most dangerous finishing moves of the era. But hey, Cody looks to change that history, with the Crossroads potentially being one of the most dangerous finishers of the era. Saying that, though, we're just getting reversals upon reversals here. If you guys know anything about 2K26, they love their reversals. So far, anyway. I just realized they're both fighting on the outside with the count getting to 9. Cody is going to take advantage of the situation, and Cody gets the win. I don't know how I feel about that, you know? You know, it is a win. A win's a win, but is it a clean win? I don't know. There's definitely questions left at the end of that match that will need to be answered, potentially, at No Mercy. This is the card then for No Mercy. We have the Headbangers against Haku and Tama. I did put Haku on the roster, but I didn't put Tama, so that's interesting. I don't know why that's happened. We have Molly Holly, Trish Stratus, Chyna, and Stacey Keibler in a tag team match. We are facing Razor again in a rematch. Of course, that count-out victory was dubious at best. Bull Nakano challenging Lita for the Women's Championship. We have a TLC triple threat tag team match. That is insane. We are getting that. And finally, the tag belts are on the line. So we'll see if the New Age Outlaws can retain their tag titles in the most unlikely of environments. The European Championship is being defended in an I Quit match against Rick Rude, and the main event is The Rock versus Shawn Michaels with Triple H in his corner. And we'll see now where the title goes. The title has been dethroned from DX. The Rock has become the WWF champion. Elsewhere on the card, we get our win against Razor. Did anything fishy happen? Yeah, it was just a defeat. So I guess that's where we're at now, is that we just need to keep racking up these wins and make our way back to the main event scene. Well, this is now SummerSlam. We are not really booked, unfortunately. We have a special guest referee spot against Rick Rude and Roddy Piper, which basically means that we're nothing. We're not being included. We're being talked about in the European title scene, but we're not actually involved in that kind of title match, which is really lame, actually. So finally, the tag belts are now being defended. I actually didn't check the result of that TLC match, which is insane, but I'm going to assume that the New Age Outlaws retained their titles and they defend them here against the Headbangers. We have Ken Shamrock versus Mr. Perfect for the IC title, and then The Rock, Shawn Michaels in a title rematch, and then we have a War Games match. We have 2 War Games. Of course, this is Survivor Series, so it wants to do War Games, and that's fine. I'll let it do that. Well, for what it's worth, Rick Rude became the European champion. I guess we did that. That's cool, whatever. The Headbangers won the World Tag Team titles. That's very cool. Perfect retains, and Sean won the WWF title back. Bill Nakano won War Games, or I guess her team won War Games, and then Team Bulldog, or I guess Heart Foundation and Diesel won that tag team match as well. To end the year then, this is the Armageddon pay-per-view. We have Diesel versus Kane with a different version of Shawn Michaels. Very strange. We have the Heart Foundation challenging now for the tag team titles. Mr. Perfect to Ken Shamrock once again. Rick Rude defending his European Championship against Hogan. That is a crazy match. Triple threat match for the women's title. Austin Michaels in the main event for the WWE title. And unfortunately, we are out of luck here. I think our only chance now of getting into the title picture is going to be winning the Royal Rumble. Of course, the Royal Rumble is next month, so we need to make sure that we... Oh, Ken Shamrock won the IC title. That's very cool. We are going to have to make sure that we definitely win that Royal Rumble. Okay. So this is the Royal Rumble. We have RVD versus William Regal. We are facing X-Pac in a non-title match. So again, we're stuck in this kind of DX cycle. We've been facing some of these people for a while, and I seem to be in a rivalry. I don't know who with. Oh, we're in a rivalry with Mr. Perfect by the looks of it. Cody Rhodes looked fed up in his match and tried walking out on his opponent. Interesting. So we may have a heel Cody Rhodes going on here. Rick Rude versus Vader. Piper versus Hogan, a special guest referee. Mr. Perfect, Shamrock again. Lita, Nakano. We have the women's 10-person Royal Rumble, because I guess we have a really small roster of women. We have Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels in a TLC match for the WWF Championship. And then our main event is the 30-man Royal Rumble. So in our singles match then, we are facing X-Pac, and X-Pac unfortunately gets the win there, but that's fine, because if history says anything, winning your match before the Royal Rumble almost guarantees that you're going to lose the Rumble. We are now in a prime position to win the men's Royal Rumble, so I'm skipping ahead here. Congratulations to Trish for winning the women's Royal Rumble. We have Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker for the WWF Championship there. Undertaker becoming the new WWF champion, and we are now going to see if we are even included in the men's Royal Rumble. So I watched this entire Royal Rumble hoping that Cody was going to be in the match. I maybe should have just checked the match lists to see who was actually going to be in the match. But anyway, we sat here and we watched this whole Rumble. Unfortunately, Cody wasn't in the Rumble, so we may have potentially missed out on our chance to be the WrestleMania main event. However, one of these three have the ability to win the Royal Rumble. Of course, we have D'Lo Brown, Cactus Jack, who we've already faced a few times now, and ECW superstar The Sandman. I chucked him in there on the roster because I don't have an ECW brand, so I thought, why not? And ECW did have a partnership with WWE at the time, so for WWF at the time. But yeah, D'Lo Brown kicking ass in this Rumble. It looks like D'Lo might actually win the Rumble here, as he is attempting to eliminate the Sandman, and he had Cactus dead to rights there, but we need to see if he's able to eliminate the Sandman, which it looks like he will be able to do, which means that we are down to Cactus Jack and D'Lo Brown. And D'Lo Brown wins the Royal Rumble. We have one more opportunity then. We have the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Are we going to be booked to... Oh, we are in a feud with Mr. Perfect still. So Mr. Perfect doesn't have any titles, but if we come out strong in the feud, there's always the possibility that we could potentially get something at the end of that. Okay, so St. Valentine's Day Massacre does take the place of Elimination Chamber. So here are the match cards, and it will make sense as we go through it. So we have Devon and Bubba Dudley against the New Age Outlaws, non-title. I don't think they're even the champions anymore. We have Chyna versus Trish, Guerrero versus Shamrock for the IC title. There they are, the Heart Foundation versus the Headbangers for the tag titles, Nakano versus Lita for the women's title, again Piper versus Hogan for the European title, Austin Taker for the WWF title, and then we are in the Elimination Chamber with D'Lo Brown, who won the Royal Rumble. So hopefully we can win the Elimination Chamber. That might put us in contention for the WWE Champion. And it didn't. Mark Henry won. God damn it. Well, elsewhere on the card, here are the results. Eddie Guerrero wins the Intercontinental Championship. Hart Foundation are still your tag titles. Lita is still the women's, Piper is the European, and Taker retains the WWF Championship. What are we going to be doing at WrestleMania? Oh my god. This is it. This is our last chance. This is WrestleMania. We have to be booked. Alright, so the New Age Outlaws versus the Headbangers. That seems to be a match that's happened on every single pay-per-view, basically. Nakano versus Molly Holly. Okay. Okay, good triple threat match. Cool. China versus Stacy Keibler in a Hell in a Cell match. That is all kinds of mad. Diesel versus Austin. I was gonna say non-title, but Austin's not the champion anymore. Okay, so the belts are on the line. Tag belts are on the line against the Dudleys. Very cool. Shamrock, perfect for the IC title. I don't think we got booked. I don't think we got booked. Stratus Lita for the title, and the main event will be Eddie Guerrero versus Taker. Now there is a bug, by the way. I should preface this. I know that D'Lo won the Royal Rumble, but it seems to think that the first entrant wins the Rumble. So Eddie Guerrero won the Rumble. That's just how it goes. So I wasted a lot of time watching that Rumble because the winner doesn't actually matter. I could edit it and put D'Lo in there, but I'm not gonna. I want to see if Eddie Guerrero can be a dual champion, right? Because Eddie... oh no, he's not. I was gonna say Eddie was fighting for the IC title, but he lost. So yeah, let's see if he can win. Unfortunately, we just didn't make. Eddie won the WWF Championship. Oh my god, Eddie beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. That is the most feel-good match of all time. Let's see who else won elsewhere in the card. The Hart Foundation are still tag champs. Shamrock did win the Intercontinental Championship. Congratulations. And Lita becomes the women, or retains the women's championship. But Eddie Guerrero wins. Oh, that is unfortunate. I'm going to go to the Raw after Mania. I bet we'll be on some... Yeah, exactly. We'll have some random match against some random... And that just seems to be the story of it, unfortunately. Well, we didn't have the best year, okay? We did win the Intercontinental Championship for a hot minute, but we were basically just a transitional champion. We didn't really get any major opportunities at the WWF Championship. And unfortunately, I guess, ultimately, Cody had not the best year. The 1999 could have been better for him. I'm at the mercy of whatever universe mode generates for me, and unfortunately, it didn't generate me a very good year. Hopefully next time, if there is a next time, then we will get a better result. But as it stands, if you did enjoy the video and you want to see more, then please let me know by commenting and liking the video. And if you want to see more videos like this, or other 2K26 or retro video games in general, please subscribe, because you will see more WWE games as we go on through the year. With that being said, that is us for today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.